welcome back to another episode of Black Cat Crossing with Z, Barry, and Sully. This episode, we're going to take a deeper look into spooky season and how different continents, countries and cultures celebrate their dead. We're also going to be discussing the film Mercy Black. So grab a snack and cuddle up.
Okay, guys, so the first topic that we're going to be discussing today is the Celtic Festival of Samhain, which is spelled one way and pronounced quite another. So, one of the facts is that the Celts lived over 2,000 years ago in the area that today is known as Ireland, the United Kingdom, and northern France. The Festival of Samhain was a celebration of the new year. Oh my gosh. And the day was a celebration of the end of the harvest and the warm summer and the beginning of a darker, colder season that was associated with death. They believed that the night before the new year, the veil between the afterlife and present would soon become blurred, and the spirits of those who had departed could return to Earth.
So it's like super weird to me to think of the new year being any time other than the end of December, beginning of January.
Right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, that's what I think as well. Well, yeah.
But if you actually think about it, like, it's a cold season and everything dies. So it kind of makes sense.
Right.
So it's kind of like, if you look at it as that type of calendar year, like everything has like end of life and then it blooms into new life in spring. Not here, in New York, but,
That's right. Here in Pennsylvania, we don't even have 4 seasons anymore.
No, we don't have 4 seasons at all.
Right? You're on an island.
Yeah. So it's
okay, just rub it in, Sully.
Right? Thanks, Sully.
Anytime. But yeah, I think that's an interesting way that they go about doing it. But I can understand the end of the harvest and going into fall and winter, how it can seem to be like it's a brand new year. And for some reason, I don't know, when I read that, I thought of, oh my gosh, I forgot the name of that movie, Beowulf.
Oh,
really?
Yes.
Yes.
So I can kind of see why, because I mean, then you're hunkering down and you're getting ready for winter and stuff.
I want to hunker down and get ready for winter.
Yeah. Can we do that? Like
I
never
want to
leave the
sleep
house
through winter.
Right? Just hibernate. I'm hibernating.
So it was. So it's understandable that winter would be associated with death.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So another fact is that the Celts believed that spirits would cause mischiefs, such as destroying crops, but they also thought that the presence of the spirits would help the Druids, who were Celtic priests, to predict the future. Because the Celts were dependent on the validity of nature, the prophecies learned by the Druids were a comfort to the Celts. Am I saying this right? Is it Celts or Celts? I think it's Celts.
It's Celts.
Yeah,
Celts.
I think it's Celts. It's okay. I was calling it Colts the other day. So you're better than me.
Right. So the Celts, during the long cold winters, the Celts would celebrate by building sacred bonfires where they would sacrifice animals and burn crops to the deities. They would wear costumes of animal heads and skins and attempt to tell each other's futures. They would end their ceremony by using the flames of the sacred bonfires to light their own hearth at home.
I love that they would take, some fire from the sacred bonfire to light their home hearth.
Right?
Yes.
I don't know.
It
I don't know
seems so
why.
mystical.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but I really thought you were going to say about wearing animals for some reason. I was like,
You were already preparing yourself to be shocked.
So, funny story. I've been obsessed with playing Red Dead Redemption lately.
Mhm.
And one of the things you can do with the Trapper is you can get like outfits made. And the one they have is like the legendary bear skull cap. And it's like super weird. But that kind of reminded me of it.
that is funny. Oh, goodness.
And I also like, I love that they had like this whole what's the word I'm looking for?
I have no clue.
Either. This whole like ceremony.
Right? To like, I don't know. I do like that they had like a whole like ceremony with the like bonfire, and like at the end of it they like light their own houses. Well, hearths in their houses, not
their actual houses.
That would be bad, especially during winter. That would be.
I mean, you'd stay warm.
and that I think it's pretty cool that they try to tell each other's futures.
Yes.
Like I wonder to like, do they go into this kind of meditative state,
Like a trance.
yes, like a trance, and you know, because I imagine that there would be lots of maybe drinking and smoking, etc. So maybe all of that would be, you know, would go towards them trying to attempt to tell the future. And I do wonder if anybody in there actually did tell the future
Sure.
as it happened, you know.
The druids were just dropping some acid and reading palms.
Well, I did hear like they did like drink like specialties.
Oh, I'm
So-
sure they did.
Like the specialties.
Yeah. So, by 43 AD, the Roman Empire had conquered the Celts, and they incorporated the festival of Samhain into their own traditions. Feralia Day was celebrated in late October to commemorate the passing of the dead. The second celebration was to honor Pomona, the goddess of fruit and trees. Pomona's symbol was an apple, and this was where bobbing for apples came from.
That is actually interesting because like if you actually think about it, it's like, why do we bob for apples on Halloween?
I always wondered that.
We don't do it any time of the year except for on Halloween parties. Like, why are we why are we bobbing for apples?
Yeah, I've always wondered why that was like a thing. I never
Which-
got it.
Which I think is a very gross game, by the way.
I've never tried it.
Like,
I only ever think I saw that. I thought it only happened for fairs. I didn't realize that it happened.
oh
around
god, I
Halloween.
can't imagine for fairs. Oh
So
god.
it's not a thing. So why did I think it was only for fairs?
Oh, no,
Like-
Zoe. Clearly, you've never been to a fair in America. You thought Walmart was bad.
Right?
The fair.
Oh god. Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
so another fact is by the 9th century, Christianity has spread to the Celtic. Oh, I keep saying Celtic. Celtic
You could be
land.
right.
Yeah. And both Christian and pagan festivals began to mingle together. In 1000 AD, the church designated All Saints' Day to be celebrated on November 2nd.
My birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Many believe this was a way to stamp out paganism. All Saints' Day was very similar to Samhain in the celebration of the dead. Bonfires, dressing up as angels or demons, and parades. The celebration was called All Hallows Mass, and eventually it will become known as Halloween.
That is so weird. Like All Hollow Miss. Like, are we like, you know, doing Christmas and Halloween together? Like,
Well, Walmart
Like,
thinks we are.
right? I was gonna say, like, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas? Are we just like bashing everything up together?
Maybe so. But I feel like, well, that's the thing with Christianity as well, right? Anything that's not Christian is just wrong. So they would attempt to take over.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, so holidays. They steal the pagan holidays and cloak them in Christianity. Yeah.
Yes, and make it into their own.
And it's actually kind of weird because most churches don't celebrate Halloween.
Yeah, so, but they don't want anyone else to celebrate it.
That is true.
Oh, organized religion.
Now I think I was watching something on YouTube actually, just coming back to the bobbing for apples thing, where they came up with how the jack-o'-lanterns came to be, and it's a long story, so I won't really go into it. But it was basically this man named Jack who actually deceived the devil. He was so clever that he cheated the devil out of taking him when he died. Repeatedly, like I think it was like 3 different times the devil came for him, until finally he made the devil promise never to come for him again. And then when he finally died, heaven didn't want him because of his person behavior. And when he went down to hell, the devil said, well, I can't accept you because we made that deal that I won't ever take your soul. So he was forced to ferry the living the dead the spirits. So, and he's since his name was Jack, I believe, and he was holding he had to use the light and whatever. Eventually that's what they made the jack-o'-lanterns out of, which is just an interesting little story.
That is very interesting.
What kind of deal do you make with the devil to not take your soul?
Yeah, because
I think he was just so tricksy. I will send a link for you guys, but I think there were like two different versions of the story. But basically, he tricked the devil 3 different times until the devil finally said, you know what? That's it. I agree to not take your soul. I just agree because you're too much.
Trickster.
And tricking the devil, man, that's you must be worse than the devil to be able to trick the devil, because the devil's like a very tricky person.
Yeah, but he was not good at all. He was not a very good person. So that's what happened.
All right, so I'm warning you guys now, I am not good with names, and so this is going to be very choppy. So our topic 2 is All Souls Day, or all right, Z, help me out here. What is this? The
Dia de los Muertos?
Yeah,
Dia de los Muertos.
There you go.
Oh, see, Sully got it. Spain, Mexican, and Latin America. And yeah, I'm not very good with any other thing except for English. I'm not really good with English too, so bear with me. All Souls Day, which falls on November 2nd. Can I just say, what is up with November 2nd? What is up with November 2nd? Because isn't
clearly
Halloween
November 2nd is like an amazing day. Just saying.
It is. I have to agree. It is. But mostly because it's Z's birthday.
Yes, that's the only amazing part. But it's also the Day of the Dead. Celebration of the dead is on Z's birthday.
That explains a lot. Explains my goth phase.
What goth phase? It hasn't left. Okay.
True.
All Souls Day, which falls on November 2nd, is observed observed throughout Mexico, Latin America, and Spain, with a 3-day celebration that begins on the evening of October 31st. Okay, that makes
there you go.
That makes sense. The ceremony is intended to commemorate the dead who had said to return to their earthly homes on Halloween. Fresh basin of water and towels are frequently placed nearby so that the spirits might clean before partaking in the feast.
I love the fact that they expect the spirits to bathe before they join them.
Yeah, I think that's a little weird, just because, spirits.
You don't know where those spirits have been.
Exactly. You don't know what they might be tracking in.
That's how global pandemics start.
Exactly. But it's a lovely way to have a 3-day celebration.
I'm all about celebrating Halloween for 3 days.
Yeah, that I think that's really cool. Celebrating Halloween for 3 days. That is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But I also wonder how messy the water is by the basins would be. You can only think about
it says fresh basins of water, so it's not like they're taking dirty water.
But after the ghost takes it, wouldn't it be all over the floor? I'm sorry.
I think it's maybe kind of like leaving cookies and milk out for Santa. Nobody is going to actually use it except the parents. So I don't know, maybe something like that. I can't imagine the spirits actually doing that.
All I'm picturing is the 3 ghosts from Casper, the uncles.
Oh god, that would be too funny. Oh, okay. The other fact of this day is some families built an altar to the dead in their homes to commemorate, I think that's how you say it, deceased relatives, and they adorn. That's a word?
Yeah, decorate,
Oh. Wow. They adorned the altar with their deceased favorite meals and beverages, chocolates, flowers, pictures, and water. Breads, sweets, and other delights in the shapes of skulls, skeletons are common of All Souls Day celebrations. Can I say I will come back from the dead just to eat my favorite meal?
Dude, I'm all about getting a delicacy in the shape of a skull.
Right?
Yeah.
I will come back. And I will stay for those 3 days so I could eat.
I think that would probably be one of my favorite times of that celebration. All that food.
Right?
Oh yeah,
good food.
Yeah, I don't really care about the whole dressing up part. I just want the sweets.
I feel like we need to collectively decide to celebrate 3 days of Halloween this way.
Right? I will do this for the food.
Agreed.
Candles and incense are lit to assist the departed to find their journey home. Relatives also clean up the graveyards and the deceased family members. On November 2nd,
My birthday.
relatives picnic and reflect on their deceased loved one's gravesite. I think that's so sweet. I would totally do that. Have a picnic in the graveyard.
That is sweet. I love that idea.
I would have. The sad part is because in the Philippines, our graveyards are some are literally in these big cement towers that is boxes on top of boxes, and that would be very hard to eat next to your loved ones if they're not in the bottom.
Just a big cement towers. My mind instantly goes to Mordor. And I'm just like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's literally like I don't know how to explain it, but it kind of looks like those apartment mailboxes where it's just like boxes in rows, Yeah, that's how it is, but cement in the Philippines. And it's, if you are rich, like if you're in a higher class, then you actually get like tombstones and like be in the ground. But like if you're not, you get put in like a community type box.
But like, are they all in their own box and they're just stacked on top of each other, or?
See, I asked that to my mom and she did not give me a straight answer. So I'm not sure. And I tried to look through it and I tried to find research it, and I still can't find a straight answer. So I'm not sure. Those sneaky Filipinos, they don't want to tell their secrets.
They all have secrets.
Right? All right, so topic 3 is
Kawasaki.
What?
Kawasaki.
Kawasaki.
Like the motorcycle.
Oh, I should freaking know this. Kawasaki Halloween parade.
I literally did like a motorcycle. Like I was riding a motorcycle with my hand. Revving it.
Oh, God. The fact of Japan's Halloween parade is Halloween is typically associated with children all around the world, not in Japan. Their Halloween festivities, I had a hard time saying this today. Festivities, right?
Yes.
Have a more of an adult flavor. Although there isn't trick-or-treating, there are plenty of cosplays and parties with all-night street celebrations, spectacular costume parades, lavish decorations, and how the hell do you say that? Macabre?
Macabre.
Culinary treats.
You can get it out. Like,
I don't understand what's all these big words, okay? You have to make it simple, like a kindergartner. Halloween is the night to remember in Kawasaki, Japan. Oh, wow.
Now, that is another one that I wouldn't mind going to, that type of celebration.
I love Japanese culture. Like, everything that they do in Japan is just amazing.
Outlandish?
Yes, it is so amazing.
It is. And
it kind of reminds me of Carnival, like the way it's described.
Yes.
With everybody dressing up, etc., and the big parade and all. It reminds me of Carnival.
Right.
And I would still be there for it.
Right. And I don't know. I think I also like it that it's not always towards children, that adults could have fun too. And not feel like,
I just love that Japan goes big or goes home. Like,
right?
I'm here for it.
Oh yeah, no. When I was like researching like their pictures of their parties, I was like, wow, they make our parties look a little, wow. Because yeah, they go all out, like seriously, and their costumes. Oh my goodness, like. I'm amazed.
I agree.
Well, many people describes Halloween roots in Japan to Disney. Halloween festivals in Japan has been documented as early as 1970s. in 1983, the first ever Japanese Halloween costume parade was conducted in
Harajuku?
Harajuku? I think it is. It sounds correct.
I think it is too. It sounds good.
I'm like, it sounds correct.
The first ever. No, I'm not even gonna say that. I'll give away my age. But yeah, I mean that's a very long time that they've been celebrating it.
That was the year Ollie was born. I'll give away his age. It's fine.
I wasn't born yet.
I'm younger. I wasn't born yet either.
Yeah, I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, I wasn't either, but I wasn't that far off. Yeah, but that's a long time that they've been doing it.
Right.
And I think maybe because they say that it's ascribed to Disney, maybe it wasn't as big, or the level of celebration just wasn't as big as it is now. And maybe Disney just, helped boost that up a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm like such a Disney freak, and I can't think of like how Disney would have even did that. Like,
Well, you know that Disney is in like Japan, right?
yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, like, I can't think of anything particularly Disney that is centered on Halloween.
I think it just made it so that it was a more widely celebrated event in Japan, maybe.
Yeah.
Than
I think
actually.
it just
Oh, you know what? I think Disney did the Headless Horseman.
Oh, did they?
I think so. The like Ichabod Crane. I'm pretty sure there's a Disney
I didn't know
version
Disney
of
did
that. I could be completely wrong. It might be a different studio, but I'm thinking it's Disney.
I know Disney did my favorite, Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah.
Oh, I cannot minimize Zoom when I'm recording. Oh, right.
Oh no.
I forgot where we left off.
I don't know where we left off. Were we just talking?
Yeah, we were just talking.
Okay.
So should I do start the facts? Or do we continue talking?
Yeah, just continue, I guess. Just continue the fact, because I can't even remember.
I don't remember what we
We're
were
talking about the Headless Horseman, basically.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. I'll continue the facts. All right. Tokyo Disneyland University Studios Japan. Sanrio Horoland?
Mm-hmm.
Tokyo Tower and other attraction host events and festivals. Many of these activities are geared towards families and take place from September through November. I think that's awesome. And
Why not October?
It says September through November.
Oh, yeah. October comes before November.
I was like, did I read that wrong?
Oh my god. Oh.
Silly. And actually, I did not know that in Japan there was a University Studios.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I
I knew they had a
got,
Disneyland.
like Disney and Universal, and I think there's even like a Six Flags and stuff too.
See,
Wow.
it's funny because like Japan has a lot of like American known attractions like Disneyland and universities, and that's like really the only Asian place that I know has this. You know, I don't think I've ever heard of Disney in China. Unless I'm like missing something.
I'm not sure. I don't think that I honestly, I don't even know where all Disney is.
Disney is everywhere.
Disney's everywhere. No, Disney's is actually in California and Florida, here in the States.
Oh.
Yeah. And today
Well, see-
I learned that, it's in
I only knew that it was. I only assumed that it was in Florida because I don't think that I've ever really heard about it in California.
California is the original Disney.
Yeah, California's the
Oh.
original Disney.
I didn't even know that. I just always assumed that it was just in Florida.
Yeah, I went to the California Disney twice.
I've been to Florida Disney twice.
Yeah, I want to go to see what it is like in Florida.
It's a lovely. It's trying to say amazing and lovely at the same time. It's a lovely. It is both amazing and lovely.
Hmm.
I
So,
would
yeah.
go to Disney every day if I could.
Me too.
Like I keep trying to talk Ollie into moving to Florida so that I can get a residence pass and just go to Disney all the time.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, a season, like an annual pass.
What?
Yeah, and you only have to go like 4 or 5 times to pay for it to like pay for itself.
What?
Yeah. If I lived like close enough, I would just go to Disney and get like
I always wondered
lunch.
how well, I have always wondered how like some people could go to Disney like every other month. And I was like, how are they able to afford to go to Disney like every other month? Because it is expensive.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you can buy an annual pass and not be a Florida resident or a California resident, but they just cost way more.
Interesting. Well, you know what else is interesting? Is in Japan, around 4,000 costume revealers actively participate in the Halloween parade. You can't, however, just show up and dress up in anything you want. There are right?
Requirements?
No, requirements, not recommendations. I am not reading this correctly. And wow.
These are not recommendations. These are requirements.
requirements. And individuals must apply at least 2 months in advance to participate in the celebration. I think that's crazy. That's nuts.
Yeah.
And I guess that just makes it so much better.
I wonder if they like limit how many people can be the same like type of thing.
Maybe.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. They limit what?
I wonder if they limit how many people can be like the same type of thing.
Maybe. But I mean, it sounds like it's like they take it really, really seriously.
Of course they do. Have you ever seen their game shows?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's funny because I started watching Asian dramas again, and it reminds me when I was younger, when my mom would like get these like DVDs from the Asian market to rent, and she would watch her like soaps that way, her Asian soaps. And so now I'm watching it and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like my mother. And then it's funny because like it must be an Asian thing, because like I see like some mothers on these shows and I'm like, that is so my mother. Oh my god. I'm like, I'm not alone. I'm not alone in the suffering. But yeah, no, they take everything very seriously over there. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, but when I was thinking this, researching this, I think in 2020 it was done online.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
that
was
would have been
done-
pretty cool.
Yes, so it became such a global thing because you
I'm-
paid your money for you to participate in it, I think I can't remember what the fee was. Maybe was it 200 or something like that? And it was just this big online thing, and it was really good. I'm assuming that it's the same way this year.
I'm gonna have to look into that because
Yeah,
that's
right?
kind of interesting to watch.
Right? That would just be hilarious if, like, you know, somebody's like partying away and then somebody's like just enters the room and be like, oh, damn! It's like, get out!
Exactly. That's made me laugh.
But that would be hilarious.
Enjoying what you've heard so far? Be sure you never miss an episode by following us. Thank you for your support. Now back to the show.
So that brings us to Halloween in America. Because of rigid Protestant beliefs, Halloween was mostly celebrated in Maryland and the southern colonies. The beliefs of different European countries and the Native Americans became blended, and a very distinctive American Halloween tradition was born. The first celebrations included play parties. These parties were public events where the neighborhoods would come together to celebrate the harvest. They would tell each other stories of the dead, dance, sing, and predict futures. I love how it like kind of just goes back to the old Celtic
right?
tradition.
Yes. That I do like that. It, even if they didn't know about it, it comes like full circle.
So by the middle of the 19th century, autumn festivals were common, but Halloween was not yet celebrated everywhere in the United States. However, by the end of the 19th century, when the Irish were settling in America to escape the potato famine, they brought with them their traditions, and Halloween was soon accepted and celebrated throughout the country.
That is like I would have thought like it would have been something, you know, like bigger even before that Irish came, you know.
Well, I mean, the Irish were the Celts, so
That's true. That is true.
so I'm sure that was still something that was very like prominent in
Yeah.
Ireland. So when they came over,
They
they brought it with them.
Mm-hmm.
Americans borrowed from European traditions and began dressing in costumes, going house to house and asking for food or money. And young girls believed they could divine the name and appearance of their future husband by using strings, apples, and mirrors. By the 1900s, there was a movement to make Halloween more about the community than about pranks, ghosts, and witchcraft. Halloween became more about celebrating the harvest and children, and adult parties that centered on games, foods of the season, and dressing up. The media pushed to remove the grotesque and frightening things from the celebration. And it wasn't until the 1920s that Halloween, as we know it, began to reemerge in America, with trick-or-treating being revived in many places. Mischief also began to make a reemergence. Vandalism became rampant in some communities. And over the years, Halloween continued to grow in popularity. Today, Americans spend an average of $6 billion annually on the holiday, making it the second largest commercial holiday behind Christmas.
Which I can believe.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, I'm sorry, but costumes are freaking expensive.
Yeah, and then most of them like aren't even well made, and you still pay a fortune for them.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous. And like you have to, like, if you want like a specific type of costume, you have to get it like a month in advance, or there's like nothing left.
Yeah, you have to start shopping for Halloween super early.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Like we started like 2 weeks ago and everything was sold out.
Oh yeah, like I think they're like some of the larger like Spirit Halloween stores are open year round now.
Are they?
I think so. I know like Spirit Online, you can shop online for Spirit all year.
That's
I can't even say. Again, I cannot contribute to this part of the discussion because I don't know. I will say this: we do have character days sometimes at the schools, and costumes then are very expensive. So, so yeah. So I guess that's my contribution to that topic.
well.
We need to start celebrating Halloween hair.
I agree.
Yes.
Halloween is the best holiday.
It is the best holiday.
Christmas, then Halloween.
No, Halloween.
No, Halloween.
But you know
first.
what, we do hair that is similar to what is done, and again I associate it with Christmas, is the going house to house and we're not asking for food, but it kind of is. So that's what we would do, but again it comes closer to Christmas. So maybe that's another thing that we have probably adopted that's not quite Halloween. Like we probably took little bits and pieces of what we liked and we did it to a holiday that we actually do celebrate.
Wait, you go house to house at Christmas time?
Yeah, well, we used to. Yes, we would go on Christmas. My mom would cook like just the bare minimum. Like she would do some stew beef and pork, etc., and the breads. But by the end of the day, you would be so stuffed because you've gone to this person's house and they've given you food and drink. The next person will give you food and drink. The next person, and so on.
I would do that.
Yeah, and
That's
then we
interesting.
That was very actually that actually reminds me. I read somewhere about one of the Chinese, when they celebrate their dead, they would actually go house to house, but instead of asking for treats, they actually ask for prayers.
Huh.
Yeah, they would actually ask for prayers for their ancestors and themselves.
That's neat.
Which I thought was neat. So it's funny how like Sully does that for Christmas. I would totally do that for Christmas. Like just give me food and drinks and I'll be happy.
Well, I mean, like we kind of do that where we go to like one family member's house and everybody converges there.
Yeah, kind of.
Because like we always go to like Ollie's parents' house on Christmas and we do dinner with them, but then we go to my parents' house and we do like dessert there.
So it's pretty close. It's close to it.
Yeah, I don't know. Ever since we moved here in New York, like I don't know. I guess it's because like the hubby doesn't do that with his family. Like when it was Christmas Day, you stay at home. Me, when we were growing up, we would go to like my grandma's house for Christmas. And then my aunt's for Halloween, like that. And we would open presents at the house under the tree on Christmas Day. After that, we would go to the grandparents, eat freaking lunch, dinner, and be stuffed with all the other presents. And then, but here now, I guess it's because it snows a lot here. So it's like traveling is a lot harder during Christmas. So we stay home and I gotta cook a big meal. I don't like it very much. I'd rather be fed. Me and food. But when we were kids, like we would go to my aunt's house and we would have like a Halloween party after trick-or-treating, and like she went all out on her Halloween parties. It was nuts. Like it kind of reminds me of Japan, really. Like she went freaking crazy. And that one year that she brought out like the bobbing for apples, which I thought was very gross. I never did. I was like, yeah, I'm good. So, but yeah, that was like my Halloween traditions, was like we would go trick-or-treating and having a Halloween party afterwards. So
when I was growing up, we always did, like, in the area I grew up in, one of the towns was Plain Grove. Excuse me. And it's like, it's real spaced out, but for whatever reason, they always did a trick-or-treat. And we would take pillowcases. And I mean, no joke, we could easily get like 2 or 3 pillowcases just full of candy.
oh my god, that's the best.
And the first year that my sister lived with my parents, she was like 5, I think. And we took her out there to go trick-or-treating. And I was so upset because we were like prepared with our pillowcases and hardly anybody was doing it. It was so sad.
Oh no.
A lot of the traditions have fallen.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've noticed that like a lot of people don't do trick-or-treating anymore.
Which is sad. And they used to give the good candy too, like the full-size candy bars.
Right? What is up with these teeny tiny ass like so-called candy bars?
Right?
It makes me very sad. I'm like, can I just have the whole bag?
I always get the good candy because I know we're not going to have a bunch of kids, so I know that it's going to be left over.
Yes. Yeah, I always loved when the neighbors would be like, oh, here's a handful. I'm like, yes. And then some people are like, just take one. I'm like, one tiny bar? What?
Or when you get to the house that like they just had a bowl sitting there with like a note that said just take one, and the bowl was completely empty.
Yes, because that jerk that was
emptied it into their bag.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I hated those. Oh my god.
It's like trick or treat just started. It's empty. What?
Right? Oh. Yeah. I was always a vampire for my Halloweens. Oh, like I was like that for like 6 years in a row.
When I was really little, my grandma used to make me costumes. Like one year she made me a Dorothy Gale costume.
Aw.
But it's usually really cold around here.
Yeah.
So like when I was a kid, we always had snow on Halloween. So my grandma would like make your snowsuit or your costume to fit over top of your snowsuit.
Aw. Yeah.
Or if it was a store-bought one, you were really bummed because you had to wear your coat over top of it so nobody could even see what you were.
That's so sad.
And then one year, my mom took us it was like a big group of us that went trick-or-treating. And we stopped at this one house. And we went up and we knocked on the door. Even though the light was on, the guy didn't come to the door.
Don't you hate that?
Yes, like turn off your porch light if you're not participating.
Right? Do not trick me.
But not only was his porch light on and he wasn't participating, but I fell through his porch.
Oh, wow. No.
Like it was so rotted that I fell through the porch. I was like
so
5.
Sad. That's so sad. Oh no.
But in saying that now, Z, so that is where the porch light thing came on for Cymberlin on Tumblr. Like you need, if you're participating, you have to put your porch light on.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how you know that they're giving candy.
Yeah.
Ah, I didn't know that. I mean, I thought the first time I ever heard about having the porch light on was for, every time around Halloween for Sims. And for those of you who don't know, we are avid Sim gamers. So every time around Halloween, there's this thing on Tumblr called Cymberlin, and if the content creators have their porch lights on, then you know to ask for treats. But I never knew it was. I just thought that was something to let you know, like, hey, I'm giving out free content. But I didn't realize that it comes from Halloween.
Yeah.
Wow, that's okay. I didn't know. But
Connections.
that's a good way to know.
Oh my goodness. Well, talking about Halloween, right? Yeah, I've learned a lot about Halloween this year while studying this. Especially like I knew it was thought of a pagan holiday, but like I never knew that the church actually tried to take over it, or did take over it.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah. Which now they frown upon it. So
I think it depends on the
church.
On the church. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can remember doing like Halloween parties at churches before.
I know like some churches, like they actually do like trunk or treat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we always took Serenity when she was like teeny tiny. So, but yeah, it was always we never really did trick or treating. It was always trunk or treats with the kids. I don't know. Just going door to door now kind of freaks me out. So, especially that like we don't know our neighbors.
So this is how I'll die, because I will go door to door for free candy.
See, I think I kind of grew up a little bit. Well, plus we just moved into the neighborhood and it was just a little weird, just didn't know anyone. Plus they didn't have a lot of like decorations out, so it was like I didn't want to it's like, plus taking your 2-year-old back then to go door to door, it wasn't kind of like, hey, look at my daughter. Yeah, she can't eat the candy, but just give us it anyways, because I will eat it.
So I went trick-or-treating like literally until I was 20. And the only reason I stopped was because I started dating Ollie and he didn't allow me to go.
Oh no.
So do you think you probably would have just continued if he was okay with it?
Oh yeah.
Probably. Yeah. Hubby tells me that I'm too old to go trick-or-treating. So I stopped.
I mean, to be fair, like we have my little sister. So
see, you have an excuse.
Right. I mean, I definitely would have. I'd still go now if, a 30-year-old trick-or-treating would be weird.
I think that would be a little weird.
Yeah, probably a little bit.
Just a tad.
I think I'm going to try to incorporate some things that I've learned today for Christmas. Yes, because I mean it's already Halloween would have been past, and I'm prepared for it in this time. So I will do a practice run for Christmas, and so next year I will be ready for Halloween and I will do stuff. So I'll have the kids dress up. We're all going to get into costumes, and I'll hide candy around the house that they would have to go hunting for. So
you've just incorporated Halloween and Easter into Christmas.
Okay, well then I'll put my lights on.
Oh my god, I'm dying.
Oh my god, I don't know. I'll put the lights will be on and everything. So that's the Christmas for you.
No, you should turn off all the lights and like let them go searching with flashlights.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Glow sticks.
Okay, yes, that would be good for glow sticks.
Yeah, with glow sticks.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, no, I
Asmo
was
has
thinking
entered
when
the
I said when I was thinking lights, I was thinking like those little Christmas string lights.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah. So. Oh my gosh.
We're
But
going
yeah,
to
I think
Sully's
that's
house.
something.
So it just
That's
keeps
something.
enticing us to come.
Right?
You should.
The end of the year, like the end of the year party, she just takes all the holidays and smashes them up together.
I like
Yes.
it.
Right? Oh, that was just too funny. Oh my goodness. Well, talking about Halloween and spooky things, we watched Mercy Black. Oh my goodness. That movie was very interesting.
I almost feel like we should have watched it again. Just because it was so long ago.
I wouldn't mind. I would. It was like one of those movies that I wouldn't mind watching again.
Yes.
I agree. It was very well done.
Yeah.
It was. And it reminded me a lot of, like, you see how the ending of Jeepers Creepers was? That's how I feel it was with this one.
Jeepers Creepers is an awesome movie too.
It is. And we should watch it too.
I haven't watched it in forever.
I love it.
Since I was a kid. Which
It's a good movie.
Yeah, like when I was a kid, my dad allowed me to watch it. Like I wasn't even a teenager yet.
Oh my god, you're so young.
I don't know. Wait, when did it come out?
I don't know, but I was definitely a teenager when it came out.
I don't know. My years have been like, super like, but I know I was young.
I can't remember when I think I was an adult already. It came out in 2001. Yes, I had just left high school.
2001.
So I would have been a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
I think I've been in middle school. I think.
Yeah, you're younger than me, so.
I'm like, I think I'll be in middle school.
Yeah, that was the same year I left high school, and that was a creepy movie.
Yeah,
I think it was the best one in all of them.
Yeah.
I like how we were reviewing Mercy Black, but we're talking about Jeepers Creepers.
Okay, I thought of that. I thought of it when I was talking about it. But yes, Mercy Black. Let's get back on track.
Yes. Yeah. It was a very there was it kept me on my seat, really. Like I usually with movies I could tell what's about to happen. But with this one, I was actually kind of shocked. I really it kept me at the edge of my seat.
I think the storyline was very interesting.
Yes.
I love how they captured the craze of creepypasta, boogeymen, Slender Man, and the hype and the sensationalism that came with it.
Right. Well, especially with the the stories of the Slender Man, how there was, it kind of reminded me of that story about the Slender Man where those three girls those.
Yeah, they drew the parallel with the actual Slender Man crime.
Yeah.
But it went in such a different way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was very, that reminded me and it was funny because I listened to that a few weeks ago, and then we watched this movie and I was like, this seems very familiar. I'm like, why does this seem very familiar to me?
Yeah, I definitely wasn't expecting the ending
Oh my god. And how does it like yeah, I was very disappointed with the ending, to be honest. Because it just cut it off. Like I was like, oh wait, that's the end?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, after she did all of that, what she went through a real trial getting to the end and thinking that everything was okay and it would have been fine.
yeah. And then it's not. Dun dun dun.
But can we talk about the super cringy boyfriend?
Oh my god.
He gave me like such bad vibes.
He gave me like really, yeah. He gave me Jeeper Creepers. Like it was in a, yeah. I was like, nope, no.
Yeah, he was super creepy. And all of the actors did such an amazing job in this one.
They did.
Yeah,
They
they
did.
did.
Yeah.
I was super impressed, and I would rewatch.
Yeah, I would rewatch it too.
Me too.
I don't know. I don't know if the movie itself like creeped me out or if it was like the fact like the whole background of it where it's like, you know, it was like their imagination and then it came true. Fact, you know? So it was like what you believe in can come true, and that scares the shit out of me.
I think it was just that whole creepypasta vibe.
Probably. So
as you said that, it reminded me of that movie, The Skeleton Key.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yes, we need to watch that. When she said, if you believe it, it comes true.
Yeah.
I have not watched The Celtic Key.
Really?
Really.
We have so many.
Yes.
I'm a little far behind on the horror movies because nobody watches it with me. So I can't watch it by myself because even with people, it creeps me out. So
I feel like The Skeleton Key is more of like a psychological horror than a
I can't watch anything.
Like boogeyman horror.
Yeah.
I still can't watch anything. Like it everything creeps me out. Okay. I'm a chicken. All right. And like to the point where after I watch it, I like don't turn off my lights and like I jump in bed because I don't want my legs to touch anywhere near the edge of the bed. So
or as lava.
Yeah, basically like I don't want anything that was under my bed to grab my legs and pull me down. So I like literally hop into bed and hubby's just like, what are you doing over there? Because I'm like, and I'm like, just jumping in bed. I'm fine. I'm still alive.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
Like,
but we do have some movie suggestions uploaded, so we have, oh my gosh, we have so many movies that we can choose from now.
Yeah, we gotta like get back to our like weekly daily movie rants because I missed that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just that so much has been happening, hasn't it?
I know.
Oh my god, this year's been crazy.
17-hour days are killing me.
Yes.
I bet.
Alright guys, so if you have a paranormal experience you want to share, maybe something strange and unexplainable you've captured in a photo or video, we want to hear about it. We want to hear about your own experiences and we'd love to share them. You can send us a recorded message with your experience and email any videos or photos to blackcatcrossingzabs@gmail.com.
Thank you for joining us for the Halloween episode of Black Cat Crossing. We'll see you next time
In the unknown.